to the podcast, well, you better tune in. You can see the picture, all you gotta do is zoom in. You in your man cave, there's no time for your girlfriend. They talk about the Sixers and how the Sixers gon' win. If they take your loss, they gon' hear BG going in. Jenny from the block, that's a lot. They was up 10, now they down 5. You can see it in his eyes, he a fan for life, and he said court size. Sports guy, if you know me, I'ma say fly. How I cross you over like when they had AI. I still a ball, I ain't ask you, may I? Not at my house, they can back. I ain't gotta try. Maxi for the 3, he try and win. They don't want the time. B try and win. I don't wanna see that boy cry. I live by the gun. I'ma shoot. I don't wanna die. They eat, sleep Sixers. You should know that it's game time.
Alfonso, this shit wavy.
Welcome back to Eat Sleep Sixers. It's your boy Sixers fan for life. We got BG in the building, 215 the Sports Guy. We got Jenny from the block. We're here to talk about Morey and all his moves.
Sure was that on brand?
Sixers and everything else you like to talk about with Philadelphia Sixers. Y'all already know, man. What's going on, everybody? How was your holiday?
Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, it was fan-freaking-tastic.
Fantastic. Forget the barbecue. I'm just talking about the moves that was made during these last few days. Like, wow. You know, the apology letter is out on Sixer 24/7. If you haven't passed a look, please go past and sign that Daryl Morey apology letter, because the one thing you won't say this season, you won't say he didn't supply this team with ample talent to go where they needed to go. Job's not totally done, but he filled the correct voids we need to be filled. How are y'all feeling about the moves? Can we discuss it, Jen? I know you got a list.
I always have a list, but yeah, I wasn't able to join y'all for the free agency show. It's a little bummed, but so many good things happened that I wasn't even expecting. I'm going to start off by apologizing, first and foremost, to Daryl Morey, because I honestly didn't think he'd be able to pull off getting us a star and filling out the roster in a meaningful way. So bringing back Kelly Oubre was fire. Bringing back Andre Drummond, I mean, that's pretty much all we wanted last year. Like this other stuff is like, actually, we just wanted Andre Drummond or, a comparable backup big. And then, filling it in with the Eric Gordons and then the big fish we got for such cheap price over the weekend, and Caleb Martin, like that just what?
That was the biggest signing to me, Jen. That Caleb Martin signing was huge. That was the one, dog. When I saw Caleb Martin, I couldn't believe it. Like, I just think about all the sleepless nights I had from Caleb Martin hitting big shots in Miami. Like, he does a lot. He could play 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4.
Y'all heard that right. 2, 3,
so I'm liking the way our squad is shaping up. I think, obviously you got to spill a little liquor for Paul Reed and D Melt.
A lot of liquor for Paul Reed.
Yo, think about how many times we say, yo, we only got 4 players under contract. Well, one of those 4 is gone that quick.
Yep, exactly. So, that's obviously none of us he was like a, cult favorite, but we didn't think he was really doing all that much for the team. That I really wish him well. I wish him well. I hope he gets picked up by somebody. And but wow, what a freaking replacement, right? I mean, what?
And I tell you what, I tell you one thing, Jen, and I promise I won't say a whole lot about it. It's not even just going out and getting Drum, the guy that we needed to get. The second round pick that we picked up, Bona, the young kid has a lot of good flashes and a lot of good physical attributes that will bode well to him, being able to play some backup minutes when they get there in the future. But I think he will play a lot in the G League right now, because we're a contender. But I do like what I see out of the kid. I do like it.
All right. I was just making sure. I was falling asleep if you thought he was going to play in the
Hell
lineup.
no, he ain't gonna play.
I was
No,
falling asleep when you started
well,
talking. And then when you
listen,
said G League, I woke up. You woke me back up, bro.
McCain will be lucky if he plays this
I
year. To be
hey, hey, C4 is gonna be lucky if he plays this year. Come on,
honest.
come on. They haven't
Come
finished
on.
filling out the roster yet. They haven't finished yet. He is not
I'm
done.
glad you just brought that up. I'm glad you just brought that the roster's not filled out because while I look at this roster and it looks amazing thus far, we still don't have a starting power forward, y'all.
Absolutely. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. I have a problem solver for that.
Oh yeah, what's that?
And he's not the absolute problem solver, but I don't see an emergency with the guy that we just picked up, who can play the three. I wouldn't mind seeing Paul George in the stretch four spot. With the guy that we just picked up playing the three, who can rebound, and he's not a weakling himself. He's 6'6", but he's a pretty big 6'6", like Council. They're built the same in that type of way. So who knows? Who knows? But they got to pick up somebody else.
Well, I think
Twin has
they still have a good 7 slots left, if I'm not
seven.
mistaken.
I don't think it's. I think it's four.
4?
I think it's
Are
four.
you counting the two-way players in that?
I believe so. Are we not
Because
supposed to count that?
no,
No.
no, they don't count toward our 15.
Okay. Okay.
So we got some stuff to do, and there's been some interesting little nuggets floating around because people love to come up with ideas of what we're missing. And one of them that I keep hearing is Dorian Finney-Smith. What do y'all think about that?
I like Finney Smith. I don't think. I mean, he's a good player. Could he be on his roster? Is he better than some of the people we've had over the last like 3 years on our bench? A hell of a lot better. So I wouldn't mind him. I just think right now is the time to say find a power forward and then fill out the roster. I don't want to find a bunch of other good bench players when we still don't have a starting power forward, in my opinion. Yes, we could go small. We could start Caleb Martin, Kelly Oubre, and Paul George with Joel Embiid and Maxey. We could do that, but what happens when we face a team like Milwaukee?
Mm-hmm.
What do we?
Giannis at the four.
Who guarding Giannis? I mean, granted, Brook Lopez stand at 3-point line all game, but at the end of the day, he still grabbed like 11 rebounds a game. Like that's why I don't like. I love that we got more talented, but I don't want to go back on these games this upcoming season and see a 39 rebound game.
Listen, I was actually listening to Kate Scott give an interview the other day, and she was talking about this very issue, the rebounding, because that's been a thorn in our side for season after season after season. And she said, you could be quite surprised by Caleb Martin's rebounding ability, and she cited like 15, 13 rebounds in the playoffs from him, which is pretty.
He's a Josh Hart kind of guy, Jen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
The type of games Josh Hart was having against us, he's that type of guy.
So he can get some rebounds. And then, of course, we have Andre, the giant Drummond, who's a rebound getting machine. I mean, I know he's not going to play as many minutes, and we're talking starting lineup, but we we are in a better position than we were.
We definitely are. We definitely are. And I wish I could run the tapes back. I'll go back into the film room. I just want to know if Carl is willing to walk back the crazy statement he said a couple weeks ago when he said, if we get Paul George, there's no difference between him and Tobias Harris. You still feel that way? We haven't seen Paul George play yet, but I want to know, do you feel that way?
I didn't say that it was no difference between Paul George and Tobias Harris. What I said, if you pull up the stats, their stats are very similar.
No, the hell they aren't.
What Paul George is better in, let me finish my statement. If you're going to throw me under the bus, let me defend myself. What Paul George is much better in is clutch shooting. He shoots better late in games. He shoots better in big time moments. He doesn't shrink. That makes him a much better player than Tobias Harris.
They stats not close. They stats was close. They stats was the closest they've ever been this past year, and that was simply because Paul George was on a super team. but they stats is not close. We getting a way
I mean,
better player, a way better player.
Listen, we could debate that another time, but you say Paul George is on a super team with Kawhi and another gentleman. Another thing could be said for Tobias playing with Embiid and Maxey and
But he
deferring to
couldn't
them
do it.
about
Like,
that.
he just couldn't do it. He
You
deferred
know, you
too
couldn't do
much,
it. You
and
couldn't do it.
he was
The
way
wor-
too passive.
the weird thing is when those guys weren't there to take up all the shots, he ain't do nothing.
Exactly. When they weren't around, what'd he do?
When they
He
weren't there,
played
he
on the
did
ball.
nothing.
Did
He's
exactly
gonna
the same
he's
damn
gonna
thing.
when
hey,
when
so
Kawhi
long.
when
So
Kawhi
long.
and James Harden sit out, we might see a 42-point explosion from Paul George. We
Right.
couldn't
We
say
might,
the same
we
about
might have.
Tobias.
Not at all.
And if you
Not
listen
at all.
to the interviews like me, I've had my head to the
To
to
the
the
streets, man. Yeah, your ear to the streets. I
Sixers.
heard
Yeah, I
what
got
they
my
talking
ear to
about.
the streets,
All right,
and
all right.
I heard Embiid say that he was so excited about Paul George because, like, on nights that he doesn't have it, he's got somebody besides Tyrese who can get him 40. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right,
you could not rely on Tobias Harris to do that.
right.
Not even once. I
Not
mean,
even,
and rebounding the ball. I mean, and just little things. Like, it's just anyway. I've listened to a little bit of Paul Reed podcast, trying to get my, you know,
Paul
get
Reed or
my
Paul
I mean,
George.
Paul George. I'm gonna do that a lot,
He
yo. I'm gonna
listen,
do
he
that a
listen,
lot.
Hey,
he
look,
listen.
I'm gonna do that a lot.
She the new Shannon. Remember when Shannon first went the first take and he kept calling Stephen A. Skip. I mean Stephen A. Skip. God,
I'm gonna be doing that a lot. So, because I can't call him PG-13
just
anymore.
call him PG. Just go
No,
PG.
PG. We
no,
just
his
got
new name is PG8. He's
no.
telling
That's
you
I,
corny.
that's
It don't
corny. It
go.
doesn't make it
That's
it
doesn't.
is
corny.
corny.
But
No,
I
that's
do.
like saying we could call Tyrese Maxey TM0. Let's call Joel Embiid JE21. Like it
I mean,
don't have the same ring.
I mean, they don't call them.
PG-13.
They don't call themselves that. He called himself that on his podcast. He goes,
No,
PG8.
Yeah, but
it just
I'm
don't. It
not
don't
gonna
got a
do it
ring to
either.
it.
It don't. It don't
Well,
pop.
temporary Joel Embiid took the two I's out of his name and put two ones on there. Did you see that?
No.
No. I love that though. So
Okay.
he's excited. I'm excited for him.
Yeah,
Paul George. I think I like the decision making behind picking number 8.
I
I think
do.
that's kind of cool. Not gonna lie.
I do.
Um, but I do also think there's other guys out there that we are likely to sign. I'm thinking
Let's talk about it.
Morris sounds like
Mhm.
one to
Which
me.
one?
The one that's got the key to the city.
Okay, I
The
just
one
want to
that
make
just was
sure.
there.
'Cause last week, Carl wanted Markeith, and I was like, no, Markeith ain't it.
We
Markeith
can't.
ain't played. Markeith ain't played 10 minutes in an NBA game in like 3-4
In
years,
a minute.
dog. It's too
In a
late for
minute.
Markeith. Marcus still got a little bit left. Markeith ain't got it. He
Marcus
can
got
still
the
hoop.
key to the city.
No
We can't
disrespect.
lock him out.
No disrespect. If
Nah,
I
nah.
stood in front of Markeith Morris, he'll cook me. He's good. It's just he's
Listen, listen.
not NBA minutes good.
I'm gonna say this right now. There's two guys that's on the free agent list right now that the Sixers owe assigned to. There's two guys. One was a top pick for the Sixers, Markel Fultz. I'd love to bring him back. We need another ball handler off the bench. We
I
need a
just think
point
it'll.
guard
I
off
just
the
think.
bench.
I just think it'll be hard to get Markel. I would love for Markel to come back. I
I
think it's
love him.
so hard to get Markel back simply because he
The
didn't
money.
have a okay couple of years. Like he had some solid years these last 2
Yeah,
years.
he did.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
he deserves more than what we can offer him. And because
He
I
does.
want that kid to flourish, I just don't know if I want him to come back and take nothing.
Yeah,
I mean, I would
hear
love
that.
if he came back and take nothing because
I
I
hear
think he
that.
would be a great addition to this team. But
Right.
man, I think the work he put in over the last 2 years, getting that funk off of him that he had, people thinking he was a bust, people thinking he forgot how to play basketball. Man, he earned whatever paycheck he gonna get next. So I hope that he gets a nice contract. If he came back to the Sixers, I would love it though. I would love it. I would love it. But
Yeah,
I also want the kid to get paid.
But
you gotta either get
that makes me think about, I'm sorry, Carl, 1 second. That makes me think about why
right.
he got waived by Orlando.
Right.
Can we all talk about that crazy ass contract? That $250 million contract that Frank Wagner signed?
Bananas.
I can't.
Bananas. No, hold, and then you let go. You let go one of the cornerstones of your franchise to give this guy the money. Now, who will steer the ship to your franchise on a point guard level? I know they got Blanchard. They got
Who they cornerstone they got rid of?
Fultz was a cornerstone in their franchise, believe it or not, man. Fultz was, like you said, he didn't have good years. He had pretty good damn years last year.
Oh, he wasn't a cornerstone.
He was one of the better
I
guards on
was
their
thinking
roster.
the
They
other
got
guy.
4 point guards, and all of them was tough.
Yeah, I
They got
like
a ton of point guards. They got their whole team is point guards, dog.
Banchero. Is that his name?
Yeah,
They did,
Bankero.
they did a Sixers move and drafted 5 of the same position year after year after year after year after year.
I
Oh,
just,
no.
I just
Nerlens
was,
Noel,
I
Joel
thought,
Embiid, Jahlil Okafor. Oh, okay.
I just thought that the NBA lost its collective mind for a minute there, because that guy has not done a damn thing.
Hey, Sholo, you know what? I love that. You know why? Because I
That's
don't
not bad.
need a splash name. I don't
Mhm.
need somebody that scores 28 a game. I don't.
Nah.
I need a guy that can make shots. Think about who we had at the power forward the last couple of years, y'all. We had Tobias Harris. We had
We had
Nicholas
PJ Tucker.
Nicholas Batum. We had PJ Tucker. Like we had guys who all we needed them to do was make threes, and at times PJ Tucker didn't do it. a
But
lot
you
of
know
times.
that. But like you said, the guys who flourished the best, Ilyasova and Batum, is because they could stretch the floor. And, they were more than just that as well. They gave up the ball willingly. They were good passers. So we need somebody who can stretch the floor, rebound, and be a good passer. Dario Saric,
I
bringing
think he
Dario
got,
Saric.
I think he got picked up.
He got signed. He got signed
he
back
got
to the
picked
team
up.
he was on. I saw that.
I think year after year we have this same issue with the power forward position, because I thought it was a Tobias issue, but apparently it's not. I don't know why they don't see it. I mean, we were on here together when they drafted McCain, and we were all pissed off that they got a tiny 6'2" freaking guard in the draft. I'm glad they got another tall guy, but they need to focus on getting some height.
Again, I do not want to come back here this season seeing 39 rebound games, y'all.
Mhm.
39 rebound games make my
No.
stomach hurt. Like
Mhm.
I hate seeing that. Like, I'm sorry. Yes, it feels good that we score a lot. Even in wins, if we only grab 39 rebounds, I'm still not the happiest I can be, because I know we could rebound the ball if we just put the right guys out there at times. I don't know why we feel like we got to play small ball.
I'm sorry, BG. It just
No,
sucks.
go ahead. I was done.
Yeah, it just sucks that they don't fill that position correctly. And then
Right.
Joel Embiid is going to get the heat for not grabbing 150 rebounds a game. You know what I'm saying? And they just need to do something about it. I kind of felt about Batum like BG felt about Pat Bev, because I didn't want to see Batum go, because I feel like he fit in this team right now. Maybe not as much as BG, you know what I'm saying? Because I still like all my belts, but but you know what I mean.
Why would you say that in the middle of me taking a sip? Now I'm gonna spit all that beer out.
I just wish Batum was still here, because I feel like he would be a good fit on this team that we currently have right now.
Absolutely.
The second that man could, he was taking his ass back to his family.
No, I know,
Yep.
definitely, I know for sure.
The
But
second he got the right to do it, he said, "Yep, whatever. Hey, how much y'all want to give me?
Dream though,
I'm coming home." Yeah, you're right. I second that for you, Jose. Batum was I don't want to say he was a Philly guy, but he was so good for that locker room, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
That like something about what he brought to that team. Like, how do you have a role of last second inbounder? Like, how is that a role on a team? Like, you're the last second inbounder, and
I'm gonna tell you
in
something.
games where he didn't play,
extraordinaire.
when he didn't play any minutes, and we had to inbound the ball late, he really got subbed in just to inbound. Like, I love a guy that does that. Embraces whatever his role is, whatever the coach wants to do, whatever it's going to take to win a championship. I'm with it. I love Batum, man. I love Batum.
Yo, folks, keep in mind when we got Batum right around the All-Star break. So Daryl Morey's bust a lot of moves this offseason. So do not be.
We got Batum in the heart and trade.
Yes, we did.
But it wasn't.
Batum was here in the beginning of the season, bro.
Yeah,
Remember
but
his
we
wife
traded
in the
Harden.
beginning?
We traded Harden what after the fourth game? Fourth?
It was early.
It was really early.
Early in
Yeah,
the
we had
season.
him in the beginning of the season, man.
But,
Because remember in the beginning he had them issues. His wife ain't really want to
Yeah,
be.
remember he just wasn't showing up to games, and the injury report just said personal reasons.
Right. My point is, a move can still be made during the season. So just because we don't have our ideal power forward now, he may come 15, 20 games into the season when another team is facing a different scenario where they're willing to relinquish a player that we need. It seems like a lot of teams are tight-fisted right now because they know that's what we need. So the price is up probably on that. A legit stretch forward. But we still trying to get the guy from the Nets, Finney. But I'm hearing Finney is not going to be available for a little while. Some type of injury. I don't know what it is. He's not going to be available right away. So that's something I heard, Dylan. So we'll keep our eyes on that.
Like I said, my biggest thing is finding somebody between the height of 6'7" and 6'10". I want the next signing to be between 6'7" and 6'10". Am I going to be
hear that, Daryl?
Am I going to be upset if Morey doesn't do it? No, because he's gotten back. I texted you guys and told you guys, Morey's back in my good graces for now. I'll give him. I mean, he's doing his job. He wasn't just sitting back chilling. So I think the next guy we sign has to be, even if it's not a great power forward. I think we have to address the fact that we don't have a power forward. We don't have a power forward on the roster, y'all.
Yeah.
On the whole roster, there's not one power forward.
You know what? About all the moves that Morey has made in this past, I don't even know how long it's been, a week, or plus a day. I don't really care about the big splash player. I never did, and I'm going to continue that. Just treating him like any other one of the Sixers. I was happier and more excited about the role players that we got because I thought we needed a whole team, and I was real concerned that he was just going to focus on getting the splash. You know what I mean?
He was going to max out Maxey, max out Paul George, and then get somebody an outrageous contract, and then we was going to have a bunch of slugs on the bench.
Right, exactly. So he was really smart the way he was a mastermind. He was a mastermind with that contract money.
No signings at all as of this day. Who's your starting five for the Sixers?
Well, I think it would have to be Maxey, Oubre, George, Martin, and Embiid.
I would go slightly different. I would go Gordon over Oubre because how much we love Oubre's energy off the bench. I think I like Oubre in that second lineup still with Eric Gordon. Although he's better than Eric Gordon. But I think we don't need so much punch. The thing we need from Oubre in the starting lineup, I'm not going to lie, which is correct. We need his size because if Paul George was our power forward, our 2 and our 3 have to be close in size to our 4. Yeah, I mean they got to be interchangeable. You can't go throw it out. You can't go throw it out a 6'7" power forward and then your small forward 6'3". So I think that's the key. That's the key. I would start Gordon and still bring Oubre off the bench, man. I think Oubre embraced that bench role. He did good in the starting lineup, but I think he embraced that bench role, and I think he'll have a shot at 6th man of the year. To be honest with you, if he plays off the bench all season,
I hear that.
I like what BG's saying. I'm gonna go with the Eric Gordon, and then because Oubre off the bench, like the way this team is currently constructed, everything ain't filled in 100% all the way. I would go with BG.
I would have to go with my sis over here, just to go off of what BG said. It's the length. It's the length, and the fact that we don't have a legit 4. Yeah, we have to kind of combine. Whoever's at the 4 and the 3 are going to have to be interchangeable as well. They're both going to have to attack rebounding. They're both going to have to box out. It's going to have to be a team rebounding affair, which I don't want. We need a power forward in that spot.
I don't really know enough about Eric Gordon, but I'm about to. I'm going to educate myself over the summer.
Super duper shooter. Another person that not ugly, not an ugly jump shot like Campaign, but when you see it, you're not going to be in love with it. But it's wet. It's wet. It's very wet. Yeah. We ain't gonna see no Buddy Hield games. We ain't gonna, no disrespect because I love this guy. We ain't gonna see no DeAnthony Melton game 7 against Boston games with Eric Gordon. If he get them type of open shots, he making those.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Buddy Hield and campaign, bye, Buddy. We'll miss you. Campaign. Terry Johnson, whatever we're gonna call him today. If we could get him back, I would like him back
Can we?
at that backup point.
Can we afford that, guys? My
I
cat
don't know.
guy
He's in some trouble, so maybe he'll
So, for who?
campaign. Can we get him for the low since he just caught that case?
I don't know why we wouldn't be able to get him for the low. I mean, I love campaign.
I love campaign.
I love what he did for the Sixers.
Me too. He's energy.
But I don't think he warranted like, oh man, he should have a big market for the backup point guards. Like I don't think he did enough for that.
Nah. But he's a proven playoff contending point guard, championship contending point guard. So I feel like I hope somebody don't try to throw over the veterans.
Just because you was there don't mean you got championship pedigree. Let's be clear.
I just want to adjust.
Hey, Jaden Springer doesn't have championship pedigree.
But he got a ring.
Let's be clear. He got a ring. But let's be clear. Just because you was at the party don't mean you was dancing. You know what I mean?
I mean, he was dancing out there. He was dancing.
He was dancing. You know I love campaign.
He was dancing.
Campaign was doing anything. He was dancing. All right, I just want to address a couple of these comments in the chat real quick. I think, you know what? Ricky Council's too green. I think he'd be great coming off the bench in that role. I don't know about y'all.
Love Jen Slingo. She said he's too green. Yeah, for those that don't know, I knew exactly what she meant when she said he's too green. But it's just crazy she threw that out there.
He got sunlight on his breath. You know, he's baby milk on his breath.
The thing is, so I'll give you a chance, DX Relish. I think if Ricky Council emerges in Summer League, like if he looks like a guy, because let's be clear, when he was out there this past season, he looked like, you know what, he could be in his lineup. He could be in his lineup. So again, somebody said to me that Sam Jones said Gordon is old. Again, we don't need all of our best players in the starting lineup. We don't need I know that Kelly Oubre is 1,000% better than Eric Gordon right this second. But I understand that we don't need all of our offense in the starting five.
Absolutely.
We don't need all of it in the starting five.
It's not about who starts the game, it's about who finishes it, who's in there in the gut.
You got Maxey, Paul George, and B. You fill in those slots with guys that understand a role. Not guys that think they need 8 shots a game or 10 shots a game or 15 shots a game. Or you shouldn't think you need 2 shots a game. You should get in where you fit in if you're playing with Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, and Paul George at the same time. I'm not saying be a bum. I'm not saying fall back on producing your game, but we need guys with those 3 that just understand, hey, we're going to go where they take us and we're going to help them in any capacity possible. That's what we need. We don't need any stars. We got the stars, guys. The stars are ours.
Let's develop the rest of the roster. And I just want to be clear, Relish. I love Ricky Council. I really loved watching him play. I would root for him to get minutes all the time last season. I just don't think he's ready for starting lineup. I mean, if there's injuries, throw him in there. Let's see how he does. Absolutely think he would be good.
Worst come to worst, we make no more signings and this, no more impactful signs, and this is what we roll out with. I start him at the 3 and start PG at the 4, and I have him down there banging. You know, this kid is not. He give me, Charles Barkley vibes. The way he's built, it's not no weak kid. He's a strong kid, and he can jump with the best of them. So I don't know.
That's kind of what I like seeing about the our new draft pick, Adembona. He is like built, like he's like 20, 30 pounds more weight than Paul Reed. You know what I mean? He just looks a lot sturdier. I'm looking forward to watching the Summer League game that I'm recording once we're done here because I want to see how these guys are doing. But let's just switch gears for a second and have a little chat about Tyrese Maxey because, man, I hope everybody out there, if you didn't, go on YouTube or go on the Sixers channel and watch the tribute video for Tyrese Maxey. If you don't shed a little bit of a tear, I think you might have a broken heart or somebody hurt you real bad because this was one of the nicest things I've ever seen anyone do, and it couldn't be done for a nicer guy, in my opinion. Like it was just
Yeah, I watched it and
It was
I
great.
didn't shed a tear, but I felt it. I definitely felt it. Shoot, all my life I never seen nobody get recognized in that fashion. You know what I'm saying? And he deserves it. Like I said a few years back, he said, "Look, man, I just want to be better than I was yesterday," which is a great quote and way to live your life. And he's delivered that here. So respect, because he got knowledge for it, and as long as he keeps delivering, man, he's always gonna have my support. But real quick, before we finish talking about Maxey, because this is something that I saw in the Maxey tribute, and someone had mentioned it in the chat. I think it was Sholo. What do you guys think about the black jersey? Bring it back or not?
Bring it to hell back. Bring it back. And let AI wear his that night.
Let him. I don't think they could tell him what to wear out there.
I mean, just make him wear his that night.
Hey, Carl,
I
can you
like
get
the
on- can you
idea.
get on
I've
the
always
camera?
liked that jersey. I'm a fan of, that's black and red is my favorite color. Both black and red are in that jersey. I'm all for the jersey. A lot of people don't like the jersey, but a lot of people do. So I hear a lot of mixed emotions. But I root for yes.
Most people, Jen, BG, and Carl's age, best Sixers memories is that 2001 team and those black jerseys. You notice I didn't say Jose because he's a little older than everybody that's watching, everybody that's on the screen, everybody that even has YouTube. He's probably older than all y'all. So yeah, like that was some of our best memories was those years with the Sixers. So it will be great, even if it's not a full-time alternate for the season. To throw that on one game would be so amazing.
It'd be love.
If it's one game, it
Christmas,
would be so
the
amazing.
Christmas game, or something like that.
Look, I have been pushing for the damn retro Iverson black jerseys every single season. I got all excited when I saw that on the tribute video. And then people started posting all these, oh, we're getting the black jersey back. And then CBS went and like rained on my parade and said they're not planning on bringing them back this year.
Well, I just don't understand what was the purpose of doing that.
Yeah, why are you doing that to us? Why are you playing with people?
His slam cover was in that uniform. Like, I get it, but like, why would you do that? Like, don't give me this jersey if I can't ever wear it.
It's dumb. I don't see. That's one of those shady little things about the Sixers organization that makes you distrust them.
And that's the thing. They know what they know. One thing about us is we're vocal, not just East Sleep Sixers. Philadelphia's fans, period, are vocal. They know what we want.
But you know what though? I think it's a building the demand type of thing. The Eagles did the same thing for years with the Kelly Green jerseys. Years they would let it build up. Then Michael Vick year he came, boom, perfect time. The Eagles rolled and put it on, and it stowed out the roof and whatnot. So it's coming. I think this is a perfect year. You got 3 All-Stars, 3 high-selling jerseys. Bring them out.
I love the jerseys, and a lot of people think about Iverson. But for some reason, man, I can't unsee Pat Croce, man. When I see those jerseys, man, Croce. I cannot unsee Pat Croce, man. Like he was the hype man through that era.
Spoiler alert.
I can't wait. I can't wait to watch when I'm done here.
I got it out the screen quick.
But you guys agree though with the whole Pat Croce thing? Like I can't unsee Pat Croce, man.
Absolutely. He was such an icon in this city at that time.
We have had better Philadelphia 76ers teams, more talented Philadelphia 76ers teams. But there's no team that will be remembered outside of the 83 team, obviously, because they won a championship. But that 2001, 2002 team, just that grit that they had in 2001, winning every single award that the NBA had to offer. Everything they had to offer, we took it. We took it all. Like they just had such a Philly swag to them. Like, look, we not the best, but we gonna fight y'all, and y'all gonna know we was here. Exactly. Y'all gonna know we was here. All them powerhouses out west couldn't take down the Lakers. Sixers did it one time. I mean, we ain't do it for the series, but we took them down. So that's a lot of
Okay,
people's core memories is those years when Pat Croce was there, when AI was there, Larry Brown, Aaron McKee, Tyrone Hood, like George Lynch. Like it's certain things that we remember about that jersey that we love, and that's why we want to see it again. That's why we want to see it
Absolutely.
again.
Absolutely. Now you pointed to me that cancels at 29 points, and I love that. So I'm also interested in seeing Justin Edwards. I think is a guy who was undrafted that we signed to a two-way who looks like he has a lot of upside.
He's tough.
So I'm
He's tough.
interested in seeing him. Because there's like, if you think about that Miami Heat team that was so good back in the day with your boy, who we won't mention here on this show, and Caleb Martin and Max Struess, and there's a whole bunch of them that were all undrafted guys.
Make me
And
itch.
I know it makes you itch. I know. So Justin Edwards, I'm interested to see if he could be a diamond in the rough. And I actually want to see Jared McCain play ball and not do TikTok video. So pretty excited about that too.
Hey,
Yeah,
Jen,
well, I
I
don't
know
want
you
to throw
have
no spoilers, but I saw him throw a lob and was caught.
not even that. I was gonna throw another spoiler. I saw this man dive on the floor and get dirty today. So it's not what y'all think it is with this kid. He has a very dirty game. It looked like very silly looking game. I'm excited about that kid.
He's 6. He's 6'2".
So we got I know he's 6'2". So we got tonight, tomorrow, and the next day. There's games and they're all on ESPN or
Okay,
ESPN two.
okay,
So after
okay.
that, I think we take a little
A little break.
gauge of what we're seeing and come back to the people.
So
Sure.
3 days, guys. Y'all heard that? 3 days gives us what? Up towards what? You say Friday, Jen? We'll let it breathe for a little while.
Yeah,
Start
something like
filming
that.
Friday.
And then the next week there's a whole another round. I don't know why they split
Okay.
it up like that, but they do. And then of course there's the biggest thing of all happening at the end of July.
The
And I
biggest.
know a lot of people are up against it, but I am not one of them. I am so excited for the Olympics. I am so excited for Joel Embiid. I think this is going to level up his game as long as he doesn't get injured. I think this is going to level up his game, especially if they win. He's going to get that taste of winning, and he's going to bring it back to Philly, and he's going to want to just win some more. I can't wait to watch.
Most
I know
definitely.
y'all are like,
It's
no,
not
don't do
very.
it, don't do it,
It's
but he's
not
doing it.
very
So we got to
often.
either get behind him or
It's not very often that I disagree with my sister Jen. However, do we need an elevation from 36-12, or do we need help? I would love to see him come average 40. It's going to be amazing to see him win another MVP. If May rolls around and he's in street clothes, it will be all for naught. So although I agree with you, being around this type of talent for weeks on end for 2 months, damn near, it's going to be amazing for him. But I need you to be healthy in May. I don't want you to be better at scoring. You showed me you could
no,
do that your whole life.
no. But
You
he could
showed me. I need
be
you
a
to
better
grab. I need
defender.
you to
He
grab
could
those things from those guys
rebound.
that you don't have. I need you to get in LeBron's ear and find out what it takes to get to a championship.
Absolutely.
What it takes
That's
to
what I'm
win a
talking
championship.
about, him leveling up his game.
Yeah.
He's already got the scoring thing
Mhm.
down, but he can,
Yeah.
learn so many other things from LeBron about how he keeps his body healthy. So that he's still
Right.
playing top level at age freaking 40. You know what I'm saying?
All the stars are out there. He can learn from everybody out there. And, with the loaded roster, you don't got to worry about him getting worn down playing 25 minutes a game. You got AD. You got so many people, KD, that can play, the five position over there. So
But the thing is, Carl, I'm not worried about him wearing himself out this summer. The tires
you worried
just don't.
about carrying over to the season,
The
right?
tires just don't have the best tread. They don't have the best tread. So I'd rather the car sit in. My personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that Embiid is choosing to play for America. It's your choice. Please go do it. But BG's just my personal opinion. I'd rather that car be in the garage than say, hey, I'm going to take it on a road trip first and then I'm going to go get in the race.
Right.
But what if, so every year for the past few years, Embiid has come out publicly saying that he didn't do a damn thing over the summer. Am I right or am I right?
Right.
He comes out saying he's not worked out, he's not played basketball, he hasn't done anything all summer. So he's coming into the season, he's out of shape, he's putting all that pressure on his body, and he's getting injured. So maybe if he's playing basketball over the summer and not sitting on his couch playing Sega or whatever, then it could be a good thing.
I
Great point.
agree.
Hey,
And
let
I
me
agree
piggyback
with
off
you
of that.
100% that it could be a good thing. But I watched him sit out for 2 months and come back and
Yeah.
still be himself. It's
Mhm.
not about him being himself. Joel Hans Embiid is Joel Hans Embiid. It's just we need you when we need you. He's the reason we ended the season on an 8 or 9 game winning streak.
Yeah,
He's the reason.
because
When he came back, he's the reason. Albeit we played a bunch of trash teams. He's him no matter what. No matter what day of the week, no matter how many feet he got, no matter how many eyes he got, no matter if his arm work, if his foot work, if his leg work. Joel Embiid is Joel Embiid. I just need him. I need to see him in April. I need to see him in May. That's my biggest concern. And I do know that it could be amazing. But I also be like, oh God, I'm nervous. But enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself in Paris, dog. Enjoy yourself.
it's gonna be fun to watch. I watched the last Olympics, and it's exciting to see a Sixer play, even though there weren't any Sixers on the USA team. I watched all the Aussie basketball last year or last Olympics with Matisse.
Is it bad that I be still feeling in my heart like that Drew is a Philly guy? Like when I see Drew with I be saying in my head, oh, that's a Sixer, but I know he's not. You know, I'm sorry. I know, especially because he on a super ops now. But it's something about when I see Drew, I just think about his 6 years, man. I think about the years he's with the Sixers.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know what I mean? Y'all heard it from Jim off. You know, it is not the regular season. So, no, we're not going to be on pregame, postgame. But it is Summer League basketball. So, y'all can catch us at the end of the week. And we'll wrap up and we'll chop it up about, I said towards the end of the week. Like Friday. Jen said Friday was one.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, but it's Monday. What you mean catch us at the end of the week? It's the beginning of the week.
No, just said Friday we was gonna hop on and talk about the two games. No, and if the games keep lining up like that, it works out. That way, y'all keep seeing our faces, and we keep being able to talk about the Sixers doing what we love. You know what I mean? With that being said, any closing remarks from any of my brothers or sisters?
I went from being real depressed at the end of the season to doing what they get to do this to me every year. I've got hope again. See how long it lasts.
That's it.
Jen, I'm on the train, man. I'm excited. I'm excited as hell, and it scares the shit out of me. Because, oh, man, I hate getting super duper amped for something. With the possibility, because at the end of the day, we got to play. There's no guarantees because we got Paul George. Oh, we going to the finals. We still got to win games.
All of these games.
So the way my emotions are now, they up. I mean, it might be a roller coaster all season. Hopefully, we playing meaningful basketball in April and May.
Gotta have thick skin to be a Sixers fan, and that's for sure, man. Because the
No
emotional
doubt.
roller coaster that this team has put me on my entire life, yeah. But I'm on the train.
Most definitely.
Hey,
You can
Larry
count me on.
Love.
Larry
Shout out
Love,
to
what
you.
up? You can count me on the train. So the whole Eat Sleep Sixers gang is on the train. First stop, we're looking to see if we can find a power forward.
That's got to be the next stop, dog.
That gotta be the
Yep.
Don't have to
So-
be a splash. Don't have to be a splash, but we need a power forward.
If we
Most
should
definitely.
hear any, breaking news in the meantime, we will definitely jump
right
on
on
to
it.
chat with y'all. But otherwise, we'll see you at the end of this week of summer league, so we could talk about our new cats and how they're doing.
Most definitely. Jose, do what you do best.
You already know what time it is. Look up top, man. We got Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iRadio, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. So don't forget to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend that Morey is in his bag. Hopefully the next stop is for another power forward, like everybody else is saying. So we sure as hell need one with height. Make a basket. Don't gotta be many.
Get a rebound.
Yeah, and that too.
Not
But anyway, if you ain't understand what I said in
no
English,
mo.
my boy
No mo.
BG is going to tell you in Spanish. Go ahead, BG. Let him have it.
Oh, I have not done this in a while, mi compadre. No te olvides a decirle a un amigo que la diga a un amigo, que la diga a una amiga. Wepa!
Wepa. All right, everybody have a blessed one. Please enjoy y'all summer. We be back here in another few days. Don't miss out on East Leaf Sixes. We love y'all. Everybody have a great night. Awesome tomorrow.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, what she said. All right, y'all.